Hello, Gemini. Welcome back to Intuitive Garden Tarot. If you're new here, my name is Nicole, and as promised, Gemini, I'm going to be doing a reading looking specifically at the summer solstice and how this energy might be affecting the energy around my Gemini viewers. Remember, this is a general reading, and if you would like to book a personal reading with me, I'd love to work one-on-one with you and dive deep into whatever you want to explore. And you may do that by going to my website, intuitivegardentarot.org. All the information is there. If this does resonate, remember to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and make sure you share with anyone who might be interested. I really appreciate it. All right, Gemini, we have the Six of Wands, Five of Pentacles, the Hermit, the Ace of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, the King of Cups, and the Justice card. Okay. No swords except for Justice, which is a big sword. Otherwise, we do see all the other elements showing up here. Let's break it down. So in the background, we have the Six of Wands. This is taking a victory lap. Perhaps there's something recently or currently that feels a little bit like you're getting some positive attention. You might be in the limelight. Others might be looking up to you right now. It's a joyful card though, and I'm feeling some kind of personal celebration for you. You'll know what that is for you, Gemini, if you've recently achieved something that you're proud of or that you got some recognition for. And next we have the Five of Pentacles. This is about feeling a little down on your luck or a little out in the cold, abandoned, left out. And I'm really tuning into feeling wounded. And it's a long, old wound. So you might be really engaging with this solstice energy in a way that brings to light something that you've been aware of and probably worked on for a long time in your energy field, perhaps even around abundance and prosperity, or belonging, or feeling accepted. And I do want to share something that is from Lee Harris, if any of you are familiar with him. But he explained really well that concept of how, oh my God, this again, and he called it circular healing. And it was an explanation that really resonated with me, and I had not quite heard it so clearly before. Because it can be frustrating when we're working on our consciousness, our energy field, our reality, what we're manifesting, our relationships, and yet we might find ourselves learning the same lesson again and again and again. Somebody once said to me, well, you haven't learned it if it comes back. And now I'm going to share what Lee Harris said. Sometimes we'll work on something long-standing, something big that needs to be refined, integrated, transmuted, and we'll get so far with it, and perhaps we might get distracted with other things that come up in our lives because we can't just see that through to the end, if you will. So we maybe make a big dent on this one topic or area of our lives that we're learning and growing from. And then we're working on other things, and then here we are again, and now we have the opportunity, the energy, a renewed focus to come back to that thing or that topic or that energy that we're trying to untangle from or transmute. And we have a little bit more maturity, a little bit more wisdom, and or another opportunity, more time to delve into that. So it's not that we're failing if it seems like, oh, we're still dealing with XYZ. It just might be that deeply rooted. It might be that big of an energy to transmute, as well as we have many, many irons in the fire, all of us. So I want you to remember, Gemini, to be gentle with yourself and with life if you're feeling that frustration. And of course, you're not alone. Most of us are as well. And with the Hermit here next, this is really tapping into your wise self, the part of you that is extremely experienced, is able to go within to find answers and guidance, and to remember your strength. I'm hearing too. Look at these two characters, you know, at the bottom of the card, down on their luck. This one in particular, I'm going to tune into his face. He's just like, oh my God, do I have to keep going like this? And look how large this figure is. It's like he's 20 feet tall. So what I'm hearing right away, Gemini, is to remember how strong you are, how capable you are, and that you are able to tap into knowledge and wisdom from many lifetimes that you contain. And simply by giving yourself space and time to connect with that part of yourself, whether it's through meditation or some other form of quieting your mind and tuning into your higher self, you'll remember. And I love this next, the Ace of Wands. This is an activation point. This is a whole new beginning, being fired up and started. So I'm getting that some of you might have forgotten your strength and your wisdom. And as soon as you remember, it's going to enliven you and inspire you to really get something going, to pick up something that maybe you left on the back burner and had abandoned, and now's the time to take that forward. Interesting that all that passionate, ignited energy then moves into the Knight of Pentacles, and he's known as the slowest moving knight in the deck. Some say he's not moving at all. He is very cautious, and that comes from care. That comes from an intention to pay attention to the details and to not be rash in whatever it is that you're inspired to do, or whatever it is that's triggered in you. It could just be passionate emotions. It can be actually just being triggered in general. You know, we know that word, oh, this triggers me, or you just triggered me. This solstice might trigger you. I think it's going to trigger all of us, frankly. And before doing all these readings and what I had heard about the astrology and the energy around the solstice, I thought it was just going to be nothing but gifts galore and wonderment and joy. And it can certainly be all that and more for any of us. However, it's a mixed bag. And I think there is the potential to feel triggered. And this night is reminding you to just be cautious and be slow and steady with what actions you take. Let me see if I can get it more into focus. He's holding that pentacle very carefully. He doesn't want to drop it. That's the seed that he hasn't planted yet, that he wants to plant. And he's just, again, being thoughtful about going about it in a way that is healthy and proper is what's coming through. whatever that might mean to you. So next we have the King of Cups. And he's the psychologist in the deck. He is the emotional father figure character. It can be somebody that you know. It could also be about connecting with a romantic partner. And this could mostly be about you and you mastering your emotions right now. Really staying balanced in the bumpy waters that come up from this solstice energy. When he is in balance, he is very comforting and joyful for people to be around. He's very loving and generous in that way with his heart and with his feelings. When he is in his lower frequency, he can be depressed. He can be hiding things under his cloak, maybe kind of manipulative. So whether this is you and or someone you're interacting with, just know the two frequencies of the King of Cups. And with the Justice card as like an exclamation point here, justice is, bringing the scales of justice into balance. It's about balance. It's about alignment. So you're really being invited right now to explore what it is that feels balanced to you, how to maintain, achieve, enjoy balance as often as possible in your emotional state. And being, mindful again of what you do with your emotions and where that takes you. There might be something actually involving a legal matter that's activated at this time. And, I'm inclined to say it's coming into balance, but that's really up to you, I'm hearing, and what your state is in your energy frequency. So tuning within, I think, is going to help the outcome of any legal situation that you might be involved in or dealing with. The more balanced you are inside yourself and the more pragmatic and thoughtful you are about each step to take, that's when things are aligned to go in your favor, whatever that might be that you're dealing with. Let's finish up with some oracle cards. And the Elemental Empath hasn't spoken for a while. This is the deck that wants to bring your final advice and clarification for you, Gemini. Sky, expansion, empath, and growth. Very interesting. I'm going to look at the details here for you, Gemini. So at the bottom of Sky Expansion, here tune into the visual, see what your intuition derives from this. So there's the Gemini energy, the sky, the expansion, there's your element. And right away, I'm seeing all these feathers as if they're feathers from her own ginormous wings, spreading out because she has spread her wings so fast and fiercely that a few are sprinkling like confetti all around, and she's very happy about it. And I'm seeing that as shedding what no longer serves you. Really stretching out into yourself, into your own consciousness. Owning your truth. And again, this is an important note. She is very much in a state of bliss if you tune into the expression on her face. And she's holding those balls of white light in her hands. Her third eye is active and communicating to the beyond. So there's heightened intuition available to you that might be being activated right now from this solstice energy. But her truth is rooted in beauty and joy. Because we all know there's a lot out there, and there's a lot of information out there, and some of which is very heavy and low vibe. And this is really inviting you to expand into the broader truth, the beautiful truth that you want to create and be a part of, that you know exists. And with those white balls of light, I see that as just pure potentiality that you have to create with. So, you know, what feels good and what feels depressing, you want to create from that place of joy and bliss. Underneath it says, befriend mind, inner freedom, expand consciousness. Yes, inner freedom. You are already free. And regardless of what you're perceiving in the world around you or hearing, this is a choice that we all have. And it might be news to some of you that it's a choice. And I feel once you've stepped into that truth and spread your wings out, you're going to be quite delighted with how that feels. And you can use your mind coupled with your creative energy to help create a more beautiful reality for yourself and those around us, those around you, everyone. That's what I mean by us. So empath, look at this beautiful image. Right there, this confirms to me that most of you watching are empathic, very tuned into what you feel. And that's where this comes in to the feelings, you know. In balance, he's very loving, joyful. Out of balance, he's depressed and not sure what to make of things. So underneath empath, it says connect to self, cleanse, boundaries, and hold space. So of course you want to clear your energy space. If you're very sensitive to energy, you know when you're not feeling good, it's time to do a clearing. And I almost said that's not your energy. If you're feeling good, you know that you're picking up some other stuff, but that's partly true. We all contain all the elements of what we're seeing around us, the things we like and the things we don't like. We all have those seeds in us. So by first and foremost clearing your space and just connecting with yourself, you're going to be much more powerful in how you want to navigate this energy that's coming through. There is so much energy coming through that energetic boundaries are very helpful right now. If your consciousness and your intuition, you know, is like a big wide net and picks up everything, there's a lot of junk you might pick up right now, and it's important to keep your field as clear as possible so that you can be more aligned with your divine guidance. And growth. Well, there's growth to be had in everything I just said, right? Underneath it says surrender to the process, simplify your healing, and layers. Layers. Going back to what I said here, the layers of healing, the circular healing. having compassion and patience for what you're still working on or still dealing with. Maybe take inventory of where there has been growth. Sometimes just by looking at the details, you can see, okay, well, at a glance, it feels like nothing's changed. This did change, that did change, and oh, this little thing was improved or showed some success. So you might even want to make a list of that, or again, acknowledge that to yourself so that you don't get discouraged or depressed with all this heavy energy. There is much opportunity for growth coming with all of this energy. And growth, again, too, is spreading your wings and really owning your wingspan, not being small, not staying small. And simplify the process was triggering for me. The word cleanse in the other card. Is there something simple that you can do to nurture yourself, to nourish yourself and your own growth? Would focusing on an actual body cleanse right now, in whatever way that might resonate with you. There are all ways to do a cleanse, from very gentle, like I'm just going to cut out wheat or sugar or alcohol, to I'm going to do a juice fast for 10 days and do nothing but juice, or the master cleanse. This is not medical advice. Do what feels right for you and seek whatever medical advice or alternative health advice you might appreciate if you are embarking on that. But that might be simpler than trying to have everything figured out or save the whole world right now, because I'm feeling that from you, Gemini, that's some of the heaviness you might be feeling, is that there's just so much work. Cleansing your energy field will naturally occur as well by doing a body cleanse. That's somehow coming through strongly for you right now. And by doing so, you might have more clarity, more balance to tune into what your next step is, or what to tend to next, because it is really overwhelming if we're looking at everything and anything that can benefit from change or growth or improvement. So one thing at a time. Well, I look forward to seeing what comes for you next, Gemini, and all the signs. Honestly, this is turning out to be a very interesting solstice energy that's coming through for everyone. I hope this was helpful. Remember, if it does resonate, please hit the like button. Share my videos with anyone who might appreciate them. And remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.